It is said the best engineers learn from others and better themselves personally and professionally. Taking this opportunity to something I could share about, it is my pleasure to discuss the topic leadership. Humility and willingness to learn can make all the difference. One of the key attributes of being an effective civil engineer is, yes, leadership. Facing challenges, whether technical, economic, environmental, or managerial, civil engineers tend to be problem solvers and lead a certain group of people. Also, in the construction industry, when there's a conflict as per plan versus actual, engineers don't isolate. They don't only just settle the problem by pen and paper. They communicate with both parties and team members. They pay attention to the details till they create a potential and effective solution to mend the problem. Anyway, I appreciate your presence today attending this short event. I hope what I'm going to share takes you to miles in your Valorant journey or in your future. Someday, if you're already an engineer, who knows, you might be one of those company owners who will lead multi-billion projects, or a successful contractor, a consultant, an academic, or an attorney engineer or scientist engineer, and you just don't know yet, but there are many possibilities. Anyway, with your achievements soon in the future, I hope you stay humble and earnest builders in the development of our nation. Leadership in engineering realm plays an important aspect in reality. Civil engineers oversee the design and building of large construction projects, including roads, railways, airports, bridges, dams, sewage systems, pipelines, and buildings. They prepare project plans, inspect designs, and manage budgets and resources. It is said that skills of engineers tend to be influential in terms of solving problems efficiently and effectively. But what does leadership mean? How do you define it? According to scholarly definitions from Oxford or Cambridge or Webster Merriam, it says action of leading a group of people in organization or the job of being in control of a group or situation. We have the keyword group. Let's say a music band, for example. It consists of a vocalist, his bandmates, and of course his technical team, merch team, sound engineering team, finance, and others. Do you think they will be earning lots of funds also if they do not have their signature songs, outstanding performance, exceptional visuals, and concerts? No. How about in a design and building construction firm? We have the chief contractor, his consultants, his field crews, sales team, finance team, and etc. Do you think they would be recognized by more interested clients if they have not built iconic and resilient structures? No. There are many to mention reasons why they succeeded, like they have a strategy, they have their way of engaging to people, they are competitive and passionately driven with goals, they are committed, and etc. But observe, do you think their group succeeded just because one person working only? No. That is why it's called a group, because in the first place, leadership resides in a front man and his team's commitment to get the job done together. And the job is not just a job, but they do it with passion for the sake of the client or followers' satisfaction. Treating and serving them in this way will give you an investment of good praises and legacies, not only to you but also to the image of your team, your company, and our organization. As I mentioned earlier, the frontman is whom the team entrusts their efforts with. You, say you, as the frontman, have the power to demand for results, but make sure you have offered support, effort, and resources. While given the recognition of a high rank by your team, as a high rank of your team, your focus is with your team. You work with a we, not with a me. Number two, accountability for either outstanding praises or even the speaking failures of each one of your colleague. You, as the frontman, is responsible not to manage or carry the weight no matter how heavy it is. Accountability. The next, you are the ultimatum of all decisions among ideas and suggestions of the team. However, make sure you have heard it all, have the ears to listen and mouth to speak in all modesty, and in your message in all clarity. Next, as the frontman, you are the model of the team. You are being mindful of the acts. Speaking of acts, you act as a leader, not a boss. Instruct your team, not dictate. You inspire your team and help them improve. You don't tear your people down. You do not practice the habit of finger pointing at their faults. Instead, think it together how to mend it and have the initiative to find a solution. Next one is empathy and knowledgeable. Empathic and knowledgeable, meaning have the hands to genuinely assist when someone is facing a hard time. In case of absence of one of the team, you as the frontman is there to do the interim work. Next one is technical and strategic. You know the trend. You as the leader knows the trend. You know the gap or needs of the client. Knows the best time or tempo. Has a wide range of connections. Knows how and whom to talk or to negotiate with. You show interest of return or investment, be it in terms of knowledge, skills, or finance. Things for the sake of his organization's future are like takes the long view or have the sense of thinking ahead. The frontman is also should be influential with his team and always dedicated to establish legacies and to raise the organization higher than their peers. Competitive, committed to succeed, and always reminded by the goals and possess the grand design to reach success. The next one is the team. Aside from the frontman, a team is composed of officers. A team is not only moved by a leader or the frontman, it must also be worked out together with the strength of the officers, like an administration or a working management. Operation, commitment, initiative, passion, and helping each other towards a common goal will lead the team's organization to a better path of success. Each officer is equally important for the smooth and effective functioning of the organization. According to Collins J. in his 2001 book, Good to Great, the officers makes a big impact on the success, reputation, and growth. And as much as possible, you want the best people in the lineup who shall probably lead the direction of the organization. Consider the questions like, are the right people on the bus? Because are the right people on the bus? Because once you have the right people, then you can easily figure out or collaborate on the ways and what's the best idea to do. Next question you could consider is, are the members of your team ambitious, passionate about setting the future of the organization's uh, success? You know, if you're a leader, you expect growth, but also for the greater good and think of the success of the organization as a whole. Next question you could consider would be, are the officers on your leadership uh, doing the right job that fits their strength and skills? If an officer is doing something that he or she is passionate about, your organization will feel that competitive commitment spirit. And opinions are supposed to be valued. healthy collaboration is a must. There will be open proposals, then you ask each other's thought about it. It might be good, and there might be some room of improvement. When having conversations about it, observe attitude and have the sense of respect to avoid misunderstanding. Assume you are already professionals. Learn to handle matters calmly but productively and engaging. Next, we have, of course, the followers. The followers refers to your supporters. Either he or she is a member or a non-member. They play an important role because they indicate how effective or successful is your team have performed. They serve like a mirror. Similar to the social media influencers, their number of followers grow and gain due to trust and popularity. On the other hand, some lose their followers maybe because they fail to satisfy or the followers being disappointed. Your followers creates a big impact on your performance. They reflect the score, but no matter what it is, without the followers, your organizations may not able to move on or move forward or make progress. They play an equal role for the team to achieve a common goal. Even though they serve as your critic, you remain as an active listener and learner. They learn from your followers learn from your seminars, and at the end of the day, you also learn from them and keep things improving. To summarize, the front man, the team, and the followers, they are the role players. But there's one more thing I would like to add. Never forget to appreciate each other's effort. Imagine you've been through hardship in handling events, critics, simultaneous to your academics. Each one of you deserves appreciation. Appreciation is one of the underrated things a leader could initiate. It gives comfort, recognition to his members, and helps create an uplifting environment. You can help inspire and motivate other people around you. Examples could be giving thank you speech to all your guests who attended your event, like this event. Thanks to your working team, to the high authorities, and others. Next, before we end, we have the legacy. Now, in your perspective, how do you define leadership? Let's assume you already have an answer, and then follow-up questions would be like, how do you do it? How do you implement? What strategy? What influence? What proposals? What impact can it make? What impact can it make? Then some of you might think where to begin or how to begin, what to do, when to start. It's a bit tough, right? Take note, you carry the responsibility of a team reviving a non-profit organization, say the EASTS-TSSP, who seem to start from scratch. Your goal is to make it work and make it succeed, not to make it fail. Because if you fail, not only carry the name of the organization, but also the face of your college or even your university or school. Like the second matter of like the second state of matter, it's leadership is like liquid. Liquid has fixed volume but no definite shape yet. But leadership is like liquid matter if you define. That is comparable to your status today as your set of officers. The challenge, you represent the volume, and it is your responsibility to find a way to give your organization its own shape through your ways of leadership. In handling peers and say wannabe enemies or critics, use them as your tool, as a source, and as a resource. A leader does not easily get intimidated. He knows how to hold his horses, takes his breath, and thinks before he speaks. One thing that makes an enemy offended is when you throw a smile or some soft gestures that seem charismatic and yet annoying against them. It makes them feel played. But on the other side, make sure you have listened to what they have said. If it's a criticism for the sake of your organization's improvement, tell and discuss it with your team. But if it's a trash criticism, sing it out of your ears and avoid meddling in toxicity. Let them live their own frustration. As long as you know the truth, you know you're in the right track. Revenge is not part of your obligation anyways. Fear that there's a saying, fear that karma has a sharper fang than a tongue. Also remember, avoid being arrogant. The best way to get attention is through your accomplishments that nobody had done before. Accomplishments that nobody had done before. Something that is unique but effective and beneficial to your followers, to you, and the non-members. To create your own legacy, each one of you must possess the initiative to suggest ideas, brainstorm, and have the guts to think of the possibility, making it real and fun to work with, like something you're passionate about. When you do something you're passionate about, others recognize that kind of drive, and it also influences them to compete with you, or rather give way to your charisma, because it's something that you have that they don't. So have the courage and continue believing in yourself. As long as you have a clear vision, and if you know what you're doing, then don't stop till you make it. It's your legacy, it's your team's legacy, it's your organization. At the end of your term, you'll realize what kind of leadership you had performed. You'll soon find the true definition of leadership while you carry the name of your organization through your competence. As Niccolo Machiavelli, an Italian diplomat and philosopher, once said, the ends justifies the means. The moral compass of what excellent job you perform will help you reach the goal at the end of the day. Let this be your stepping stone in preparation for your future. Perform, practice professionalism and camaraderie, and most of all, enjoy and engage in activities for the time being. Why? So there won't be no regret once you graduate. Testimonies of some graduates says they regret not participating to culminating events and joining organizations. Some juniors admitted when they were applying for jobs, they fear of presenting their resume due to lack of engagement and certificates, perceived it somewhat incompetent because of minimal attachments. These are just one of the things that matter in the real world. You can't blame the assessor or the HR human resource first impression according to the application papers. There is a saying, first impression matters, unless you have an outstanding or exceptional skill to influence them in the other way. As for your own sake, we are hopeful that you will all be blessed licensed civil engineers someday who would be hired soon, bearing the knowledge that the university had offered you and bearing the experience you had during your officership. This time, let's have a mutual driving force to rebuild the organization while harnessing the new normal state of our generation and as you strive in your academy. I assume you are willing to empower your spirits, maximize your stealth, and be future-ready engineers whom your alma mater will be proud of. May you go the extra mile and be great contributors of this nation someday with your stepping stone legacies in this TSSP. God bless the organizations, and help each one of you to surpass every obstacle and become successful civil engineers in the future.